evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. Last week, a fire inside a Coeur d'Alene police building caused millions of dollars in damages, and now the police chief plans to ask the city council to make an emergency declaration at their meeting tomorrow night. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley joining us from Coeur d'Alene tonight to explain how this declaration would help police rebuild.
The Coeur d'Alene Police Department says it might need millions of dollars to replace important equipment it lost in last week's fire. That's why it's asking City Council to release emergency funds to replace those items quickly.
At Tuesday's meeting, Coeur d'Alene City Council will decide if an emergency exists because of a city building fire. If so, it would then release public emergency funds to replace all that was lost in last week's fire. That includes the police department's special teams equipment, including the SWAT Bearcat and Incident Command trailer. Coeur d'Alene Mayor Jim Hammond says declaring an emergency would help speed up the purchasing process.
What it does is it allows them to go ahead and make the purchase now without the bidding process. So that's how we speed up the process.
Last week, a fire destroyed the police department's supplementary building on the city shop campus. It's home to code enforcement, animal control, and the police department's IT division. Police Chief Lee White is presenting this request to council. In his report, White says the exact amount of loss is still being determined, but he expects it will likely be millions of dollars. But the city is insured for incidents like this. Chief White hopes proceeds from insurance will cover the entire loss.
The police department says the fire appears accidental. Chief White expects the findings will take about a month. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
The Moses Lake School District has appointed a new finance director while the district works to recover from a $20 million deficit. Mitchell Thompson will serve in the role and comes to Moses Lake having previously worked in different business and administrative roles at other Washington school districts. That budget shortfall comes after a major accounting error where the district thought it had $11 million more than it did. This has led the district to have to cut nearly 100 positions. All right, let's talk weather now. Cooler weather sticking around for the start of the work week with some parts seeing thunderstorms. For more on what we can expect, let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy the Goo.
Well, when it comes to our overall weather pattern, we've got a little bit of activity going on. A beautiful scene over Silver Mountain. Hard pressed to find any snow, and that was even after a cool weekend where quite a bit of snow fell on Silver Mountain. Some incredible shots coming out of there. If you want to go see some cool mountain biking photos with snow coming down, yeah, head on over to Silver Mountain's Facebook page. Pretty incredible. When it comes to our overall weather pattern, too warm to get the snow now. We are on the others end of that spectrum. Down to the south, a few showers just kind of dissipating south of town. You move north, a lot of that activity over near Republic is dying down. Just a few stray showers. Colville, get ready. Another one of those rounds is headed your way. Just north of Medellin, a couple of rumbles of thunder. Sandpoint back in another one of those rounds. It looks like that one moves south into Idaho. We get that next round to move through Colville and Chihuahua. Wilbur, you get a bit of activity. Spokane looks like we see one more round later on tonight, and then it all works its way out as we calm down. But then don't worry, we've got another round tomorrow. We'll see a few rumbles of thunder tomorrow afternoon, along with a few more scattered showers. Those move out, and Wednesday we turn a corner, and in a pretty big way. Tomorrow looks a lot like today, but with fewer showers. Wednesday, 77 degrees. Thursday, 82 as we kick off the first official day of summer, and the first weekend of summer looks even hotter.
Ooh, looking forward to that. Jeremy, thank you very much. Now to updates on 2 wildfires burning in our region right now. First, the Nisqually John fire in Whitman County is now 100% contained. County officials have lowered all evacuations. That fire was sparked on Friday and has burned more than 1,200 acres. Fire officials say small pockets of unburned fuel could still ignite, though leading to visible smoke. A different story in Chelan County where there are expanded evacuations for the Pioneer Fire. It's now exploded to nearly 4,000 acres. There are new level 3 go now evacuations for people in Moore Point, South Canoe Creek. According to Chelan County Emergency Management, agencies will host a community meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. to residents of the nearby town of Stecani with updates and answers to your questions. Meantime, down in California, more than 1,100 firefighters are battling the largest wildfire in the state so far this year. The Post Fire has burned nearly 16,000 acres. It's just 8% contained tonight. It's burning about 60 miles northwest of LA and started on Saturday as a small brush fire. It started along I-5 near the town of Gorman and has torched one structure and several parked cars. Firefighters are encountering unpredictable winds as high as 35 miles per hour with 65 mile per hour wind gusts. Record rainfall helped create more brush that is now drying out and turning into fuel, while people across Southern California are concerned about smoke.
It's not just the trees that are burning. It's not just the houses that are burning, but understand all the stuff we use for construction, all the chemicals are now airborne. So it's toxins.
About 80 miles north of San Francisco, the Point Fire in sparsely populated areas of Sonoma County is at least 20% contained. It's burned about 1,200 acres so far since it ignited on yesterday afternoon. So far, the cause of that fire is unknown. Back here at home, an Idaho judge could soon decide a trial date for Brian Kohberger, the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students. Judge John Judge has scheduled a hearing for June 27th to discuss the schedule for the rest of the case, including dates for the trial, as well as for a possible sentencing. The judge has not set a trial date, noting the case is complicated, in part because prosecutors have said they will seek the death penalty if there is a conviction. Over the past few months, Kohberger's defense attorneys and prosecutors have been wrangling over the evidence and other data gathered throughout the investigation. Kohberger's attorneys are also asking for a change of venue. The judge has yet to rule on that request. Well, surveillance video from a South Seattle bikini barista stand going viral. It shows a customer throwing drinks at the barista seconds before she grabs a hammer and smashes the windshield there. It happened in the afternoon last Tuesday at Taste of Heaven Espresso. The barista and owner of the coffee stand said the man, who is a regular customer, was arguing with her about the price of the drinks. That's when he started tossing the drinks back at the barista. She said he was threatening her and that the altercation lasted for several minutes. She then used a hammer to smash out his windshield. There has been split reaction on how both the customer and the barista acted, but she said she posted the video to draw attention to women's safety in situations like this.
For a customer to get out of a vehicle in any sense, but especially to threaten, to argue, to any of those things, is so wildly inappropriate. What is going to happen next? What am I going to wait to have happen to have this be even more terrible story? I didn't need for it to get worse. It was bad enough. Everyone around was very concerned for me.
Right now, Seattle police detectives are figuring out what the charge the customer may face, including assault. She said that she has not been notified of any charges that she is facing in the incident. She also turned over the complete surveillance footage to police, she said.